Hello and welcome back. I am Thunderchild, and today we're going to be talking about the Chickens mod. This is Sky Factory 3, episode 17, I believe. But I decided to talk about this because it's a mod that you may or may not have questions about, but it is also a mod that's really great for getting certain resources and getting them in abundance. Now, let's see if I can get out of F5 mode. Now, the first step to the chickens mod is to get chickens, and one easy way to do that is to get chicken bait. It doesn't stack, but it's just two seeds side by side, and I think you used to be able to, but you can't anymore. Or I'm just up in the night. Turn those from being bait back into seeds, but apparently can't do it anymore. So if you put down a seed, it will tell you whether or not things will spawn. So there's no water in the area. That's pretty easy to fix. And then it'll tell you to move out of range. You can actually be fairly close and they'll still spawn. I've done it from about this distance before. And if you're a viewer of this channel, you may have noticed I changed some things up here. That's okay. But once you get a chicken, you're going to want to be able to move it around. And I have here the recipe for a animal net. It's just 3 sticks and 3 string. Kind of weird like that, but let's grab that animal net for the chickens. And I will be back when they spawn. Okay, we're back, and we have gotten a couple of chickens spawning from those 2 chicken baits. And we can go ahead and spawn more if we want. That's okay. But really, normal chickens are all you're going to need. It might speed up the process if you have them spawning naturally. For example, I've seen, here's a couple of roosters. I don't think we really need them right now. It's not what this is about. Oh, here's a naturally spawned one. Hello, it's a flint chicken. It looked like it had a child there. Anyway, so letting them spawn in naturally, you'll have the chance of getting like flint chickens, log chickens, sand chickens, but you don't have to wait for them to do that. You can just go ahead and take an egg and surround it with logs to get a log chicken egg, or one for sand, and also the same for flint. Now, we already have a flint chicken in here, so I'm not going to go ahead and spawn it, but it gives you a spawn egg so that you'll have a 100% chance of getting a chicken out of it. It's not like throwing an egg and hoping to get a chicken. And these are some of the base chickens we'll use to get bigger and better chickens. Alright, you're not able to craft all the different kinds of chickens that are base chickens. This one, for example, the nether quartz chicken, is one that you have to find in the nether. The easiest way for me to do that is to look at my map, and since they don't have a little icon there, that's how I find them. They're just like the clear little lined ones. I'll plop this guy down so you can see what I mean. But, and just know that it's not always going to be a chicken if you're doing it like that, but it's a greater chance to be than, some of the other things here. It can take a while to find these nether quartz chickens, but it's totally worth it because of what you can do with the chickens. Let me get to a safe spot and let's have a look at these nether quartz chickens. Uses. Now, NEI is very useful in your chicken breeding. You can use it for glowstone chickens if you breed it with other, chickens that you can get other ways. Lava chickens and glass chickens. The route I went was glass chickens, so that I could breed glass and gold and get diamond. So you definitely, depending on the resources that you want from chickens, having the nether quartz chicken is going to be a great help. I like how my screen freezes there for you when I'm going through portals. Okay. I forgot to mention, and I should probably add in, that to get a bone white chicken egg, you get a normal egg, you surround it with bone meal. And now this one says throw it to have a chance to spawn the chicken. Now we can increase our chance of getting a chicken to 100% by having a hatchery nest, and that is made by getting 5 hay bales and making a little hatchery boat. But you can go ahead and plop down a hatchery nest, and then you just right click with the egg like you would throw it, but it goes in there, and then it will take quite a while to hatch. Now there are a couple of ways to speed this up. First is you could go ahead and sit on the egg, and it you can see there it's speeding up. It went up by 2% that time. And I think it updates more often as well. The other option is you can get a redstone lamp. If you put the redstone lamp over the nest, it will speed things up. But, of course, you probably should have the lamp on. I'm guessing having the lamp on is the way to do it. Now, chickens keep dropping chicken manure, and I can tell you a couple of things you can do with it. One is you can use it like you would pretty much bone meal. You can use it on things. You can make flowers grow, what have you. You can also use it on other things like saplings and botania plants. And so that's pretty nifty. Other uses of it are to surround a piece of dirt with it, and you'll get fertilized dirt, and that just grows crops a little bit faster than like normal farmland. So if you want to speed up your farming production, the fertilized dirt is really a good option because you'll be having tons of chicken crap and you'll need to figure out what to do with it. Okay, now that we have a bunch of chickens, we're going to want to improve these chickens, and one of the best ways to do it is by making these nesting pens. And what you do is you take a hatchery nest, which again was the 5 hay bales in a boat shape, and you put it in the center of your crafting inventory, and you put wooden planks around it like that, and you can get the nesting pen. Now, you plop those down, and you just use your net to put the chickens that you get into these nesting pens. Now, the great thing about nesting pens is that you can tie them into like Ender IO conduits. You can tie them into conduits, and that's pretty easy to do. I'll show you that in just a second. And it is just as simple. I'm using Ender IO to pull out items here. I bet pretty much anything that can take items out of a block, like a hopper, would work. And I just have them set up to go in here automatically when they drop. Now, we just had our first little chicken hatch, our bone white chicken. Come here, you. Let's take a closer look at you. Now, if you look at a chicken and you're pretty close in the chicken mod, you can see a few things. First off, growing cooldown is almost 20 minutes. That's what it starts out as. And then you can see the different stats that this chicken has: growth 1, gain 1, strength 1. Now that's what we're improving by having these guys in nesting pens. But if you use seeds on a chicken like this, you can drastically cut the amount of growth time down, but you will need a lot of seeds to do that. And the closer it gets down to 0, the faster. Hello, go into the wild and be free, young bone chicken. But the closer it is to being fully grown, the less of effect that adding additional seeds to said chicken will actually help. So once I get it down to about that point, I usually just let it finish growing on its own. It's just kind of, you get less and less on your investment. Alright, we're back, and we had our bone white chicken grow up to be an adult, and we got 3 eggs, one from the flint, the sand, and the other chicken, which was sand, flint, log. The log chicken. I always forget about the log chicken. And I've gone ahead and I put the eggs in here, and I gotten rid of those other chickens. And the reason why is that these eggs I'll grab that one here real quick so we can look at it. They look at the stats on the egg. Growth 3, gain 2, strength 3. And so those eggs are better than the base chickens that we had, which were... And if I look at him, growth 1, gain 1, strength 1. Nope, he hasn't laid an egg yet. But this is really one of the best ways to improve the stats that your chicken have, is that when it lays an egg, generally it will be an improved version of the kind of chicken it is. So when our bone white chicken lays a bone white egg, we can take that and it will have stats. Since he's a 111, I don't believe the stats ever jump more than about 2. So at the very best possible egg we can get from this guy is a 333 egg. And we can take that and we can grow a new chicken from that, and then we'll replace him with the new chicken, and then that chicken will lay at best a 555 egg. And so you can see that this is fairly time consuming, hatching chickens, replacing them, waiting for them to lay an egg, getting rid of the old chickens, placing the new eggs in here to hatch a new generation of better chickens. But it is one of the best ways to get better chickens. Alright, while we're talking about the chicken statistics, growth, gain, and speed, I guess I should probably talk about what they are. So growth is the amount of time it takes for a chicken to grow to adulthood from being hatched. So this chicken, his growth was 2. So the time he spent as a little chicken like this was 18 minutes. This one's growth is 3, so it was only 16 minutes. Every tier up you go, I believe, is about 2 minutes less than the tier before. And so a 10-10-10 chicken is 2 minutes. 2 minutes in total. Now, I have been speeding this process up by giving them seeds until they're about at 2 minutes. And I'm rapidly running out of seeds, so I probably won't be doing this a whole lot more. But that's the first stat. Now the next stat here we can see is gain, and now that's the amount of resources you gain. Wow, my voice did something really weird there. The amount of resources you gain from every time it drops stuff. Now I'm not sure if that's entirely accurate. It could be the rate at which it drops stuff, like the cooldown. It waits like 2 minutes before the next drop. Either way, the higher that is, the more resources you're going to be getting from the chickens. And the last stat that I wanted to talk about is strength. And strength is the chicken's ability to pass on those 3 traits to its children. So say I needed a new chicken egg, and I had a 10-10-10 chicken, and I wanted to breed it with a 1-1-1 chicken. I could do that. And because the 10-10-10 chicken is a 10-10-10 chicken, it has a 10 strength, it's very likely to pass on those higher stats to its child. Now, when I've done it before, my strength 10 chickens have given me 999 eggs. So that's, not perfect, but it's easily within one generation of being perfect. So if I hatched that 999 egg and I plopped it down in here, that chicken would only give me 10-10-10 eggs. So we got another chicken egg here. I'm probably not going to grow this one. I'm going to wait until I get another one of growth 4 for the chicken, just to kind of even out the stats. But that is the chicken's stats. Something I should mention is that feel free to drop a baby chicken in here. When it grows up, it will start to produce stuff, and it will continue to grow while in a nesting pen. Now, depending on what version of Sky Factory you have, it may not upgrade the texture there, so it may still look like a baby chicken, but it will produce stuff regardless. Now, I've gone ahead and cheated and made some 10-10-10 chickens from eggs that I have already had because I've done stuff in this mod pack before. I actually wanted to put those there. And let's wait for these guys to grow up. Well, Ender IOs in this version of Sky Factory 3.something.6 maybe? 3.0.6. The Ender IO conduits are a little bit buggy. Should be getting stuff. Oh, I did move this nesting pen closer. I don't know what I'm doing. Always active. There we go. And now we'll start to get stuff. Now, you may notice that with the 10 chickens, obviously we're getting 10s back. But with the sand chicken that I have next to this log chicken, they don't create anything when they breed together. But I got an 888 chicken. That's why earlier I spaced these pens out so that they weren't touching, because the chickens that are next to each other automatically breed. You don't even have to give them any seeds or anything. They'll just do it on their own. I should mention, you notice how the sand chicken is 888. That's because this chicken here has strength of his own, so he's more likely to pull down the attributes of the other chicken. Now, if it was a 10-10-10 chicken and a 1-1-1 chicken, I mentioned that the eggs that you get from that generally are a 9-9-9. But because this guy has strength, he's more likely to affect it, so his has a little bit more weight here. So this is another way to quickly increase the level of the chickens you have without having to go through a lot of generations. And that's by putting them next to a chicken that they can't really breed with. To get an egg that will have, some of the attributes of its parent. So if you have a 10-10-10 chicken, that's great, and it makes everything a lot easier. You don't have to go through the whole process with each chicken to get it up to 10-10-10. Okay, we're back, and right here we have a red chicken because we're going to be talking about breeding. Now, one of the earlier, more useful chickens to get is this redstone chicken, because obviously it gives you redstone. But to make that, you mix a sand chicken with a red chicken, and a red chicken is just an egg with a bunch of red dye around it. And you put them... There's a couple of ways to breed chickens. You can do it the normal Minecraft way, which is to get seeds and to feed it to each chicken. That works just fine. But I like these nesting pens. If you put 2 nesting pens next to each other like this, the chickens breed, and you have a chance, albeit with this one, it's a 20% chance, so it's not a great chance. You'll probably get quite a few sand chicken eggs and quite a few red chicken eggs before you get a redstone. Let's look at that. It's redstone chicken egg. We have luck, my friends. And then you can hatch that like you would any other chicken egg. And we're flying. Okay, the last thing I really wanted to talk about is these nesting pens. Now, well, really more resource automation than these nesting pens. We've pretty much covered what the nesting pens can do. I probably wouldn't use these nesting pens for resource automation, and I'll tell you why. The main reason is you still keep getting a whole bunch of eggs from these nesting pens. That did absolutely nothing. Now, what I would probably do to get the resources I need is I'd probably just make a pen like this and use something like the item collector or hoppers underneath here or something like that to automate the resource collection. And the reason why is because, again, the eggs. Now, if you do want eggs, these can be used for different things. I mean, you can use these eggs in recipes in which you need eggs, which is great. So that's a plus. But generally I would just do this, and I would just spawn as many of the chickens that you need in the pen and have it automatically collected. Now the other way to get resources that I haven't mentioned yet that's in the chicken mod, I don't know why I double clicked that, is this here hen house, and you can see the recipe here is pretty much just planks around a hay bale. And you can see it uses a plethora of kinds of planks. Even the ones that are come from Natura and other mods. But to use this hen house, you simply put hay in it, and then randomly, every once in a little while, you'll get resources from the chickens that are within a 9x9 area. Now, you may notice that having multiple hen houses really doesn't help. I believe it just defaults to one of them. Not 100% sure. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Now, in Hatchery, in the Hatchery mod, where this animal net comes from, there are other useful things that you might want to look into, such as the chicken feeder and the nursery monitor. There are people who say the nursery monitor is wonderful and amazing. But I will leave that out because I was more focusing on the chickens mod. Now, I did want to mention that these animal nets can move pretty much any of the animals that you have, which is really useful. Anyway, guys, that's probably going to do it for this episode. If I left something unclear and you want to know more about something, feel free to leave me a comment. I would love to talk more about this mod, because this mod's just such a great way to get the resources that you need, and to get them fairly easily. This mod might be a little bit overpowered, I'll be honest. Most of the diamonds that I have came from this mod, either this mod or the Quantum Quarry, but a good deal of them did, and I only had that set up for a few Minecraft days. So yeah. Like I said, that might be a little bit overpowered. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.